Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And release the fucking Snyder Cut!
Get it done now. Hashtag fuck you. Release it.
Just do it.
Wash your back cowl. Get ready for the prowl. Get your Superman tights all fixed up and get ready for flight. Zack Snyder's back on the fucking hunt. And why not have it be said by Jason Momoa, who's seen the Snyder Cut? Guys.
That's some Ultimate Warrior shit going on right there.
And why not have it be said by Jason Momoa? And the lightning cracks with the thunder, and then all of a sudden Olympus pours down froth from its mouth, and then rising from the Titan ash.
Taste her sweet skirt.
Shit. Listen to this. Guys, we are approaching on Sunday the 2-year anniversary of Justice League, and what's really been gaining traction this week is the hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Jason Momoa has gotten involved. Ezra Miller has gotten involved. Well, not maybe Ezra Miller, but a lot of other people in the inner circle of the Justice League, as far as the actors have, a lot of people that worked on the film. Zack Snyder himself has gotten involved. There is a cut of the Zack Snyder version of Justice League, and we're all asking to fucking see it. Thank you so much, and go back to fuck home, Joss Whedon.
You have it, I want it, so give it to me. God damn it.
Listen, look, you know what? Justice League, god damn, what a letdown. You know what? I loved everything leading up to it. You know what? The darker elements of that film, and you can totally see there's two different visions of that film going on, and it's not counterbalanced. It's counteractive. Like literally, it's a fucking virus
alone, Jay.
It's a virus fighting against a goddamn cure. And Zack Snyder was the fucking cure in that movie. Unfortunately, bad things happened to him, and he had to leave the project. You brought Joss Whedon in, and Joss Whedon is a great director, but what his vision was totally off the mark. They even reshot. Dude, there exists a Snyder Cut that would make sense, and finally we would get the answers like Dawn of Justice. Why did fucking Bruce Wayne see Flash run back in time? What was going on there? All that stuff would tie in together if they would just give us a fucking tic-tac and let us go home. Just give me what I want and I'll leave.
Look, it's Warner Brothers admitting that they were wrong. In a weird way, and not so much in hiring Joss Whedon, because as you said, I agree. Like the Avengers, one of the best theater experiences I've ever had in my life.
Too different.
The whole idea comes from Warner Brothers' idea of we need to be Marvel. Like everybody wants, after Batman vs Superman came out and Man of Steel and the backlash on those movies, which I thought were both
zero
great
sense.
movies.
Yeah.
Everybody's backlash was you need to do Marvel. You need to be bright and happy and fun and do Marvel and do comedy and do shit like that. And we've maintained for fucking years that like that is not the way to go. If you go back on our channel and look, like that is not the way to go in our opinion. Our opinion was always to let DC be the opposite of Marvel. Instead of doing Marvel's great and it's wonderful and they fucking nailed it. Don't try that. Don't
Variety
try
is the spice of life.
to do that. Do your own fucking penis showing game and make dark movies. Be fucked up. Have one of the best lines in Batman vs Superman is,
I figured out way back. If God is all powerful, he cannot be all good. And if he is all good, then he cannot be all powerful. And neither can you be.
there's some darker elements at play in those movies that Marvel movies couldn't touch. So if you're DC, you should double bank on that shit. You should double down on that shit and do your thing. So what happens is the Joker comes out and all of a sudden everybody's like, oh yeah, DC should do dark one shots and do like these kind of films and shit like that. And we're like, we've been screaming that since the fucking beginning.
You know what it really boils down to, and what I don't know, it was either Screen Rant or Cinema Blend or one of the two that I read, but the guy hit it right. They were like, it really sucks that it takes something like Joker, where you let the director have their vision, and you finally get your fat fucking fingers out of the chicken pie and say, do it. I like chicken pot pie too, but I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna let you do your vision and have your way with it. And it's a fucking global success. Everybody loves the Joker. So they're like, maybe they're finally coming around to the fact that they should have left Zack Snyder's cut alone and let him go all the way with his vision. And unfortunately, they didn't do that. They're like, it's too dark. We're getting too much backlash. Goddamn, let's be Captain America's pantyhose.
And we're not saying that it's all Warner Brothers' fault that this whole thing happened, because Zack Snyder had a terrible fucking personal tragedy in his life, and he had to step away. But the problem was that all along, Warner Brothers wanted to make this into a Marvel thing. They wanted the bright, happy Marvel universe. And you could tell that going back to BVS with the Ultimate Cut Edition. when they released the initial movie, everybody shit on it, and then the ultimate cut came out when they had most of Zack Snyder's original plan for it. And everybody's like, oh, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Why didn't they leave this in to begin with? Because Warner Brothers has never had. They've always been half pregnant. Like they want to give it to Snyder and they want to let him do his thing, but then they want to change it and say it's too long. We got to edit this down. And by the time Justice League came around and they listened to fucking Rotten Tomatoes and all the shit they shouldn't have listened to, they really wanted to shove this. So when Zack Snyder had to leave the project, they pulled in Joss Whedon and they did a bunch of shit to that movie. So long story short, though, the Snyder Cut exists and we've known that for a while because Jason Momoa saw it himself and said that he liked it and said it was awesome. But now with this great push, and I get that some of the movement can be, with any movement, some of it can be toxic and some people can be crazy and fucking wild and out there. But some people with genuine goodwill have been championing the fucking release of Snyder Cut movement for so long and unwilling to let it go. And this week it's hit a fever pitch because they've been celebrating characters all through the week. And Snyder himself, as you said, has gotten involved. They've released this picture of the Flash, which it just looks fucking amazing.
Again, it goes back to the fact that it ties into Dawn of Justice. You finally let the director have his vision completed if you release that, because he goes back in time, and that would probably tie directly into what happened in BVS when he talks to Bruce Wayne. There's one scene specifically that he was talking about, or I read that Diana would have decapitated Steppenwolf, decapitated him, and because it would have been described in the article that I read that it would be an unhinged Superman that would punch the motherfucker toward Diana because she was so far away, and she would take her sword out and fucking slice his head off in front of a boom tube. Also, Darkseid was supposed to have a way more bigger role in this. Jesse Eisenberg had shot some scenes for this that were completely not in the film at all. Like, dude, I'm telling you, if they had just left him alone and gone his own route, if the movie had been rated R, fucking so be it. Who cares? Be Duke Nukem in your life once and be balls of steel and rockin'. Like, do that. Like, I mean, it would have been something so cool to go see that and be like, man, this is the Justice League, man. This is like fucking Superman, Batman, and the Flash, and all this Aquaman all together, and it's fucking dark and it's gritty and it's in your face, but it's something cool and different than I've seen what the Avengers are doing. Like, they're in a different dark dimension zone, and I'm down with that. But we didn't get that, man. And if on Sunday it happens, I'm gonna fucking bust 3 nuts.
I don't think it's gonna happen on Sunday. I think that's the big push because that's the 2-year anniversary. But you've got these pictures that have come out, right? And you've got this badass picture of the Flash, whereas they've all failed against the Unity, and then you hear them scream out Barry, and then he literally does the thing and goes back in time and saves him. There's a badass picture that came out of Cyborg based on one knee, his dad in the background facing off against Steppenwolf. These are all black and white. They're all cool as fuck looking, and it just adds to the whole thing. Like the scene with Batman and Wonder Woman in Justice League where they're standing there and it's just really awkward and uncomfortable, and there's those
you feel like there was another scene involved?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's those weird edits in there, and dude, Ben Affleck, that entire fucking movie, like to me,
I felt bad for that guy, man.
And I'm unashamed to say this. To me, Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman. Michael Keaton has always been my favorite Batman, but Ben Affleck is my favorite to this point because of what he did. Regardless of how you feel about BVS, what he brought to that character was amazing. And then you get Ben Affleck in Justice League, and he literally just flat out looks like an actor who doesn't know the tone of the movie because he's had 2 different directors, because he's being pulled into. He had a movie that he thought was great. I think they all thought Batman vs Superman was fucking great. Then they believed in it, and then the reviews came out, and everybody shit on it, and they didn't know what to believe anymore. I think all their foundations were shaken. And then you've got his character in this movie who's like trying to make jokes, and then he's trying to be serious, and he doesn't know what the fuck to do.
Well, that's why you get those 2 different tones of the film. You know when Snyder is involved, and then you know when Whedon is involved. And I really do feel like it's when your mom and dad is divorced, and you're like, mom says this, but dad says this, so I don't know what the fuck way to go. Like, I mean, I really felt bad for Ben Affleck because as an actor, I feel like he trusted Zack Snyder's vision. Like, he really bought into Snyder's vision, and that's how Snyder convinced him even to take the role in BVS. And he was expecting that to be the fucking character that he was going to continue playing in Justice League, but unfortunately, bad things happened with Snyder and his family, and he had to leave. But then he gets Joss Whedon, and Joss Whedon comes in, and there's nothing wrong with Whedon. I love Whedon, but Whedon comes in, it's like, it'd be kind of cool to make Batman a little bit more humorous. What do you think? And he's like, I've been practicing my voice like this a long time, and now I've got to be like, hey, I'm not like not happy you're back.
Whedon did what he was hired for.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers brought him in. They said, look,
And he's a name.
This is our chance to, like, everybody wanted to bask in the Marvel sunlight. Everybody wanted everyone to love their movie and to do it. And as an actor, as everybody down to the crew and everybody, you got to feel that. You after working so hard on BVS and Man of Steel and building this up, and to us those were great. And I'm sure to them they were too. And then it comes out and everybody's shitting on it because they wanted a Marvel movie. And then, like, you got to feel downtrodden. You're like, you know, I do want everybody to love this movie.
Yeah.
So everybody just bought into this whole, like, happy hunky-dory version that we're supposed to go with. But I think in their heart of hearts, a lot of them knew, like, Zack Snyder's vision was the way. And, like, that was all going to pan out, and it was all going to explain itself, and it was all going to be great. And I think Warner Brothers just pulled the plug just a second too soon, man. You got to believe in this shit. You got to let it fucking flow and go through what it's supposed to go through. And I really do believe
Let it percolate, bitch.
If they'd have held on a little bit longer, if they'd have not fucked up the original cut of BVS, if they would have stuck to their guns and tried to do something different, like what they did with Joker, I think that this could have been great. So I'm really, dude, I want to see that movie so fucking bad.
The thing is, I think that Warner Brothers, man, they were in such a unique position because they own the rights to all their characters. They have no issues involved with, you know, how Marvel has to go back and forth with Spider-Man and all the other bullshit that goes on with that. They don't have any issues with that. They have rights to all the characters of DC. And by the way, the two greatest characters of all time. Superman debuted in 1938 June, and then Batman in 1941.
Motherfucker throwing out months on you.
I'm ready to
not
get
even years,
fucking
but
dead.
months.
Serious about
Probably
data.
wrong, but he's still dropping months.
No, they real. Look the fuck up. June 1st, bitch. Anyway, either way, but they are easily the most recognizable and most beloved of all superheroes, Batman and Superman, and Warner Brothers has access to all of that great catalog of characters that DC has given us. The problem is with Warner Brothers, though, is Warner Brothers never ever have learned to keep their fucking nose out of shit. Like, they cannot just for 5 seconds trust in a director to be like, hey, I'm gonna take this property, I'm gonna make it really great, I'm gonna give the fans something they really are gonna love to see, and I'm gonna give a unique vision of something that's not really happening in cinema right now with the other superhero movies. Just leave me alone and let me do my thing. They're like, no. I will let you go out after you eat your goddamn vegetables, and that includes adding nipples on this bat suit.
You can't eat your pudding if you didn't eat your meat.
And I'm not gonna side with Schumacher and say, I mean, it's possible. Like, Schumacher came out with Batman and Robin, and he said that the studio was really breathing down his neck. They wanted a cartoon. That's what happened.
I sell them toys.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know. Schumacher did.
They were good toys.
They were amazing. But Schumacher did Phone Booth. So, you know, in a lot of ways, I'm like, Schumacher's a great director too. And it's like, I don't know. But either way, Warner Brothers, the ball is in their court at this point. And I think that they should capitalize on the success of Joker and release the Snyder Cut to finally be like, listen, this is a rated R version of Justice League. This is the Snyder Cut. This is not going to be your mom and pop fucking Superman Batman story. It's going to be darker. It's going to be grittier. It's going to be in your face. It's going to have some emotional stuff in it, which is great. But it's also going to have the DC brand kind of twist on it that makes it unique. I think they should do it. I think a lot of people think they should do it. Look, Marvel is Marvel. Marvel will always be Marvel, and there's not ever going to be a competitor that's going to copy them and have the same success. It's just not going to happen. DC right now, they are setting on such a gold mine with Joker. It's revitalized them. It's reinforced the idea that you need to be different to fucking be relevant. And I think by capitalizing on that and moving forward, releasing the Snyder Cut can only benefit them.
I don't think it's going to be I don't even think the full-fledged version of it is rated R. Like, I don't. Like,
well, the decapitation alone is pretty rough.
Yeah, but, you know, there's still a lot of CG elements and stuff like that. And Zack Snyder loves his CG and stuff, and that's fine. But I even though I don't think it's rated R, I'm 100% agree with you. I release the fucking Snyder Cut, man. Put it together. Put some. If it's still not completely done, which I hear it's done, but
that's what I heard.
Well, I say I hear like I know somebody. I read the same articles that you guys read, and they say it's fucking done. done. I say if it needs touched up or if they need to finalize it, do that. Do whatever you got to do, man. Release the fucking movie, especially like you said, on the heels of Joker, where everybody's accepting of this dark world.
Yeah.
Do it, man. You got nothing to fucking lose. Justice League was lukewarm at best. The critics liked it when it came out at first, barely liked it, and said, yeah, it's not great, but at least it's happy. Like, no, it was not great. It was not the vision that it was supposed to be. Just because you were like, it's a little more Marvel. They did what we wanted them to, so we're gonna say we liked it. Fuck you. No, man. Like, let this
Fucking whores.
let the hundreds of people's work, hundreds of people's money, all this shit, efforts went into this movie, and emotions and everything else. Let the movie, the original movie that was intended to be shown, show to people. You got nothing to fucking lose. I think everybody knows that you were wrong in the way that you went about certain things and the choices that you made trying to chase Marvel instead of trying to make your own fucking dungeon.
You cannot do that, son.
You know, just do it, man. Do it. Release the movie. You can probably make some money off of it, especially if you release it as a
I mean,
Blu-ray.
it would absolutely, if they title it the Snyder Cut, people are gonna buy it. Like, for fuck yeah, like they're gonna buy it. They're
It's a
like,
fucking Justice League movie.
and it's Justice League, and it's the Snyder Cut.
You put that shit on digital for $24.99 right now.
Right away.
I'm buying it.
Right away.
I
I'm
will
talking about-
fucking buy it.
They fucking
and I
want,
bet
bitch.
most people watch this video would buy that shit right now.
And also, here's there's so much speculation. I would
Disney
love,
Plus.
I would love, yeah, it would be on Disney Plus for fucking sure. Those fuckers own everything. But no, by the way, Disney Plus is a great fucking service.
It's cheap.
It's cool.
Doesn't work right, but it's cheap.
It's still cool. But what I'm saying is, like, there's so much speculation. I would love to talk to Snyder himself to get the full scoop, because you see the time travel scene, right, with Barry Allen, and he goes back in time, so he knows that he can travel through time at that point, you know, in his career as a crime fighter. Like, he knows he can break the time barrier and do that, and he does that, and then maybe it sets up Flashpoint. Because maybe somewhere Zack Snyder knew, maybe Ben Affleck and him had a conversation, like, I'm not going to be Batman for a long time. I'm an older guy. You need to figure out how we're going to do that. And that would have set up Flashpoint, with him traveling back in time and then realizing that he can change the past and all this other shit and affect the future. Who knows? Like, it would have made more sense going forward, and they would have been able to tie their own interwoven story with their darker you know what I mean? Like, and it would have been its own thing. It would have been their Marvel version of the Avengers Endgame at Flashpoint.
Look, dude, the original idea they had for the Justice League's dead. Like, I think it's dead. I don't think they're going to do, like, Justice League 2 or whatever. Henry Cavill's issues, Ben Affleck's
I
gone,
think
all
Henry
this shit.
Cavill
Like,
might be gone, too.
most of the ideas for that are dead. Best case scenario, if you put this movie out there and it rocks the shit and it blows people's minds and they go, this is what we fucking wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe you fucking bring that motherfucker back to life. Maybe you bring it back to
Maybe.
life and you can do some shit with that. Maybe now it has some legs on the heels of Joker and people being more accepting of DC and darker films and shit like that. With Endgame having blown its amazing load. It was amazing.
It was great. It
was amazing.
I'm still wiping my mouth from it.
This is a great party. But, you know, maybe now's the time. Like, maybe now's the time, man. Maybe you fucking reinvigorate this franchise by releasing something. And you know what? Don't even release it on digital. Put it on the DC streaming platform. Everybody's psyched about fucking Disney Plus.
Is there a DC platform?
Yeah, there's a DC streaming platform. And they even have the comics and shit on it. They got Doom Patrol. They got all this crazy shit. Put it only on that. Let Snyder have his day for all the work he's put into this company and all the things he's done. And put it on that. I'll fucking go there right goddamn now.
I think
it's like $10 a month. I would do that shit in a fucking heartbeat.
Well, just to
your
watch the
subs
movie.
would, yeah, your subs would fucking explode. Do that and just see what happens.
I like
What are you
that.
gonna hurt?
I like that one guy's idea to put it on, like, HBO Max or something.
Yeah, I don't even see the need.
But I think that you could just put it on demand.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Just
put it on
demand.
or on their streaming platform to get a bunch of subs to it. And then, you know what? DC's got some good shit going on. People don't know about it. Maybe they go there, they pay the trial fee or whatever to watch that, and then they look around at some of the other shit. Maybe they decide to stay. Make some fucking money, Warner Brothers, and give everybody what the fuck they want.
Would you really buy the Snyder Cut, though? I'm not talking about even if it was not on demand. If they said, okay, the Snyder Cut is only going to be on... Oh, you like that, huh? It was only going to be... You have to buy it on Blu-ray for $30. Would you do it?
Yep.
$30.
$30.
You throw $30 down the table, like, give me the Blu-ray.
I'd pay 50 on the black market.
I would do.
I would watch a grainy fucking $50 shitty like CD-ROM burnt fucking disc. I'd pay 50
I'd get one of those fucking dark web boxes to get
Yeah,
one.
dude, I would do that shit. So, yeah, comment down below. I mean, I think we all want to see it, right? Whether you think it's going to suck shit or not, we all want to see
Go
it.
look at the images, guys. Go look at Jason Momoa. Go look at everybody that worked on the film and say like how great the Snyder
Warner
Cut
Brothers.
is.
It's simple. Snyder wants it. The fans want it. Figure out a
actors want
way
it.
to make some fucking money off of it, and then put that shit out.
Do it right. Do
Tell
it.
'em. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. We're on the goddamn board.
Okay.
I don't know what the...
Chessboard.
Yeah.
Checkers board. Whatever fucking board you want, we're on it.
We are in. Comment down below with your
It's like
thoughts.
sin.
We love your fucking face. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn wham up in ya.
Fuck yeah.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.